nigga his son's girlfriend. Oh, he a sick motherfucker.
The truth is the light.
Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened?
I see him.
Grown folks do.
Okay, we'll
Now
take that.
kids
Yeah.
look up to NBA YoungBoy and Dirt.
Oh yeah.
They not looking at Diddy. Me and Diddy his son's girlfriend. Come on, homie. That nigga his son's girlfriend. Oh, he a sick homie. Oh, but when you get that kind of money, you go be sick. You ain't got no choice but to be. You got too much money. Your fantasies and your imagination, homie, will make you sick with that kind of money. And you're not a God-centered moral compass kind of guy. You your friend, your son's girlfriend. You the same girl that your son done. Homie, that's a sick. You sick. But me and you couldn't get away with that. Me and you couldn't. That's why the Bible describes evil people being in high places like Puff Daddy. Evil don't exist down here. It exists up here.
How far will this situation go? Days after Diddy's homes were raided and he fled the country, rapper 50 Cent suggested that Jay-Z might be next on the Fed's radar. It's unclear whether this is a major leap or based on actual facts, but there's certainly an element of truth to consider. Let's piece the details together.
No, we didn't. Aaliyah was a little young. That's why I always laugh at, we all know what R. Kelly did to Aaliyah and how he had her at a young age. But the person that get mixed, a person that gets neglected, and I know in the 90s was different. A lot of older guys messed with girls that were under 17 years of age. And, now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. Even Ricky Lake and all of that. We realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone young. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I with did. Everybody, all of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly.
Let's piece the details together. Let's piece the scenes together for JD in today's episode-esque. Place 1. JD launched into the scene with 2 beats pump, 2 Dumb and Dotty Hots, and 2 pictures of CD-ROM. However, rumors suggest that their connection might be more complex than it appears. According to insiders, Jay-Z has been reportedly uneasy about Diddy's recent house raid, fearing it might expose some of his own personal secrets. Given Jay-Z's carefully cultivated image of power and success, this concern is understandably troubling. Review.
But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Yeah, remember Fox Brown and Jay. Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell I was like, ooh, that him and Mystical, those were 2 songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Link St. Louis text. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s.
I can't see NYPD not giving Puff a ballistics test where they swab his hands and swab his clothes and see that how close he was, or did he shoot the weapons? Because that's what they usually do when there's a shooting and they catch the people right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Puff was caught about 10, 15 minutes after the shooting in the car in a chase. So if he had shot a gun, then they should have done a ballistic test. If she said Puff shot her like she said that night, it should have been a ballistic test done on him that would have proved that he was in the vicinity or he shot a weapon, because the gunpowder would have been on his clothes and would have been on his hands.
The lawsuit was settled out of court, but the accusations have continued, forcing Diddy to give up everything he has. The ongoing legal battles and serious allegations are putting his empire at risk.
Listen, he has to do that because no company wants to do business with somebody who is being accused, have allegations against them for sexual misconduct and deviant behavior. Nobody wants to do business with that. All the shareholders, it ain't nothing that he's giving up. They like, yo, listen, give me that. They said, they did a Diddy. Take that. You understand? They're gonna take that from him. The shareholders is gonna say, yo, listen to me. We all gonna pull out. No Diddy. But we all gonna pull out our shares and everything if you don't give up what you have in the company. I seen that look in his face. You know what I'm saying? When he was with the same gang and Mike Owens, AKA Mike Cock, everybody can tell it, D-Ferg did a collection for him because he didn't know how he was gonna pay his rent, and he didn't know how he was going to pay his rent, child support, and his car note, because he had one of those drop-top Cabarets Volkswagens. So Mike gave $5,000. I wasn't giving him nothing. I'm just telling you right now. D was just collecting money. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, we got to make sure, because he want to kill himself. He gonna kill himself. Diddy had that pace, and he had that look in his face that he know something may be wrong, or they may have something on him. Because they took things out of there. We may not have seen what they took, but they had bags and boxes of stuff that they took out of there. So he knows, he's getting a play-by-play of what's going on. Like, everybody, I get all kind of hate mail, IGs, talking about that I'm trying to take a black man down. No. I went through every step you supposed to go through when you got a problem, you got a situation, you got an issue with a man. You understand? I get in contact with him. Went to mutual friends. Let's sit down and talk. What you did to Wolf's mother wasn't right, bro. You don't talk to her like that. If Wolf was alive, he'd take your head off. You understand? Try to talk to him. People, when they start getting in this power, certain positions, have certain amount of money, they don't look back. Some of them don't look back and don't think they have to come back to the people that helped them get to those positions. You understand? I don't care what nobody say. You understand? If somebody helps you and use their ability and their talents to help you get in position and get to certain places and do certain things, you come back. And you make sure things is all right. You don't disrespect people's mothers. You don't disrespect your friends that took their money to make sure you was all right when you was wrong, when you was messed up. You don't do that, brother. So by him doing the things that he did and taking the avenue that he took, he's suffering the consequence, and I don't feel bad for him at all. Because people was trying to talk to him. People was trying to tell him.
A woman has filed a lawsuit against Diddy and former Bad Boy CEO Harve Pierre, claiming they assaulted her in 2003 when she was just 17 years old. Additionally, Lil Rod, a producer on Puff's October 2023 album The Love Album, Off the Grid, has recently filed a lawsuit against him, alleging sexual assault. Attorneys representing both Cassie and Lil Rod have praised the recent raid, stating that it is time to hold the mogul accountable.
It's not looking that great. Right now, I know that he has high-powered attorneys, and with all these allegations that are coming out against him and against other people, a lot of people are starting to be very nervous about what's going on. That accelerated things. I mean, his settlement with her and other criminal acts that she alleged have happened, and then other people started coming forward, so it's like a house of cards. Damn. There are a lot of things that are coming out right now, and what's going to happen is that the government's going to go through all of these things that they have uncovered, and they're going to see if there's any criminality, if any charges are to be brought, they will bring them later.
As these events unfolded, public skepticism toward Diddy grew, especially after sightings of his private plane traveling internationally. Comedian Cat Williams and a few other outspoken individuals have dared to criticize Diddy for his actions. Over the years, 50 Cent has consistently called him out on potential criminal activities. Recent months have seen a surge in conspiracy theories, but several pieces of verified evidence suggest that Diddy may be linked to serious crimes.
What it suggests to me is that the allegations that Rodney Jones Jr. had in his civil suit are something of a playbook for law enforcement. Because in that lawsuit, unlike the other four before that, including Cassandra Ventura, or otherwise known as Cassie, Rodney Jones says that not only does he have video on his phone, but also that Sean Combs supposedly has surveillance and recording videos in his home that could corroborate some of his allegations. So it seems like law enforcement took that information as going the next mile. Now, in terms of when we might see it, the question may be never. The question may be during the indictment. It all depends on what's on those recordings and how law enforcement decides to proceed going forward. First and foremost, let's say this so Legals and Standards doesn't get mad with me. There seems to be no connection yet. But if you look at the civil lawsuit, the way that Rodney Jones has photographs of Brendan Paul, the Syracuse basketball player that somehow has a connection to Sean Combs. Now he's getting arrested supposedly on his way to Sean Combs' aircraft or whatever it may be. This seems like it could be a bad situation for both Paul and maybe even Sean Combs. And I practice in the Southern District of New York. They do not play around. And what could happen here is if there is a connection between Paul and Sean Combs, they could be leaning on Paul now to try to get more information about if there is in fact an actual connection, trying to get that connective tissue between Rodney Jones's allegations in his civil suit, calling him why he has on him, and what this connection is with Sean Combs. And if there's a connection, he could be cutting a deal sooner rather than later, or this could be completely separate.
It is also clear that those on the fringes of the entertainment industry have been able to identify troubling trends and have felt compelled to confront key figures. Comedian Cat Williams, Gan Deal, Jaguar Wright, and rapper 50 Cent are among the most vocal critics of illicit behavior within the industry.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him?
While only a few individuals have had the courage to criticize these actions without fearing repercussions, Jay-Z has yet to publicly comment on the situation. We'll keep you updated if he does. Meanwhile, the hip-hop scene is undergoing significant upheaval and transformation. So, grab your popcorn and soda, and stay tuned. That's all for today. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for more updates.